šajā METΑLKāST epizodē.
Russian special unit. The only thing they did there was just beating with a rubber stick. Everyone was just blood and screams and stuff. That was totally crazy. All our equipment and all our stuff was stolen. Make Loits great again.
There.
We also have to use glasses then. Some pictures, but I don't see as much that I can read them.
I can show you.
Posters, probably.
But what kind of posters?
Okay. Yeah, of course, yeah. Nice.
That was the first time me and Mother drove to Estonia to a different country to see some concerts. So,
okay. Yeah.
Since you don't come to Latvia, but we'll talk about it later. Sveiciens visiem METALKāSTā. Šodien, kā jau parasti, ir jums Renārs. Bet kā jau neparasti, Silsters šajā sērijā nepievienosies. Forģerino tā metaforiski izsakoties man iemetis diķī un piespiedis man iemācīties peldēt, ja gribu izdzīvot. Bet, ja nedaudz nopietnāk, man šodienas saruna ir ļoti īpaša ar tās viesi. Forģi vienkārši kā iztrīcēja to sabojāt. Šodienas saruna notiks angliski, jo mūsu viesis nav no Latvijas. Saruna būs ar leģendārās igauņu black metal grupas Loits, seju un balsi Ahto-Lembit Lehtmets. Latviskais Ievads noslēgts, turpinam angliski. Hi everybody, you have tuned into METALKāSTS LV, a Latvian metal podcast. For us, it is very unusual to do an episode in English. We mostly do it in Latvian, but on special occasions, we do episodes in English also. And today truly is a special occasion because I am honored to say our guest today is Ahto-Lembit Lehtmets, the face and voice behind the legendary Estonian black metal band Loits.
Kõik on
Tere, Ahto. It's great seeing you again. How are you?
I think fine. It's 3 days, so I can enjoy myself.
Listening to music?
And at the moment, no. I'm listening to you right now.
That's probably not as good as music, but it will work today. Well, first, let's maybe introduce what is Loits to people who are listening, for metalheads who do not know what Loits is. Please tell us your opinion. What is Loits? What is Loits' music style, and what is Loits' music about?
It's basically black metal still. It's our own touch, I think. I hope so. Of course, every listener can tell by themselves what they find from Loits or something like that. We're 28 years old Estonian black metal band, and that's probably it. We're probably most known Baltic black metal band at the moment. So
yeah, but the black metal you play, it's not like most black metal. It sounds very unique. You blend rock and roll with your black metal.
Yeah, if you say so. Every music style, what we like, can have been influenced our music also. Indie music, some electronic music, everything. And the rock and roll Dutch is basically came in to Loits with Vere Kutse koostab album and somehow left also with this album. So back then we called it flock and roll, our music style. Now we are more black metal band again, so more basic. I think so. Of course, every listener can say what he or she can hear about what's happening in Loits music, but something like that.
Yeah. Well, Loits, it's impressive. You started in '96, so the Loits band is the same age as I am. I'm also 96.
Okay.
Yes, but you have released 3 full-length albums, multiple EPs, compilations. Yeah, it's for I think Baltic bands, that's impressive. The age and the accolades, you know.
Well, one album per decade is not much, I think.
But staying alive, doing the music, you know. I also think Loits is, well, from a Latvian perspective, I think Loits is special. How could I say it? Something like, it's similar to Skyforger, because the themes about patriotism war, and so I always see Loits as like Estonian Skyforger.
Okay. Skyforger is not black metal anymore. Yes, they started out as black metal band, and they are probably older than Loits is. Skyforger is something like Estonian Metsadol and Loits together.
yeah.
Estonia, very good.
Estonia has a rich and colorful history, to say the least. Why did you decide to concentrate on World War II and in the music of Loits?
Okay. This is hard to answer today because it was so very long time ago, but there are quite many different reasons. First of all is that we started to understand what really happened, because Estonia got free, and our neighbors who fought in German uniform or Finnish uniform, they still lived among us. So stories just surrounded us, and it was something totally different. What was the mainstream media talking about the Second World War and so on, and that was probably one point why that was so important for us to talk about those things, and it just fit with Loits face also. It's just searched our opportunities or what to do next, because we started kind of pagan black metal band. There was some mythological themes and so on, but very quickly we understood that we didn't want to sing about things what's like fairy tales or stuff like that. We wanted to that Loits is based on real historical facts, and to make the band much more serious than that's just usual pagan black metal band. So our first album is based on Kali meteorite fall to Estonia, and all mythological and historical things about this event, and there are a slight touch about Second World War, but the next album is totally about Second World War. Yes.
And maybe in the future, could you see yourself making music about the same subject or something different?
And as today, I think we have said everything important about Second World War as a war. As you see, the Must album is also about Second World War, and a slight touch of Estonian Freedom War, but from a very different angle. As you can see, it's about human angle, how the war touched usual human being or usual citizen. And I think this is the way we going to. Background story is still war, I think, but there are so many untold stories how it's influenced our country and stuff like that. I think we take another angle and create another complex album about this.
Okay, but probably for Estonian listeners, because the theme of your music, it's so relatable. Probably that's one of the reasons why they still hang on to Loits, right?
Every next war is taking down what happened before, so we still live in the Second World War world. So every day what's happening here is somehow connected to the Second World War. If we see what's happening in Ukraine right now and so on, this is just because Second World War is not completed yet.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we won't have to wait for war here in the Baltics.
Yeah, hope so.
Have to be ready and hope for the best, I guess.
That's most important. We have to prepare.
Exactly. About Loits music itself, how it sounds, well, you have a very unique vocal style. It's raspy, dirty, raw, and with a powerful attitude. How did you find it? What was it inspired by? Stylistically, closest I know is Inquisition, maybe.
Hard to tell. It was
almost 30 years ago.
But because my vocal has changed a lot also during the time, actually, and there was not kind of I wanted to sound like some of my some of my my favorite vocalists or bands. I just wanted to scream black metal, and it's just happened that I found that this kind of voice fits the best with Loits. Of course, there was kind of satiric and immortal and bands like those who I first wanted to sound bit alike. But of course, nowadays also I always very keen to especially listen how some vocalists sounds like to take over some special moves and stuff in vocals. So there are still quite many vocalists who still inspires me to change my vocals and stuff.
Maybe some examples?
Yeah, Vikotnik have been always one of my favorite vocalists from Tõelised and Lehtmets and Aldran, of course, from also Tõelised and other later bands. Of course, I listen to Nick Cave or David Bowie also, which I hear that what they do to sound like they sound.
Yeah, I saw Tõelised and Stillfest this year. They were very unique, very charismatic. Like how the show, like it was very positive, unlike anything in black metal.
Yusuf is quite friendly guy also, so we have been in contact because Loits have made Lehtmets and the covers on also. So Carmichael vocals is also very important to me to build up something new.
Okay. And like you recently published new music from your split, and unlike previous music, it was very atmospheric. Like that was unique, and in looking in the new music, like that's the moment I thought, what could inspire you now? But maybe there is something from Tõelised. It's hard to say. It's very unique also.
Of course, those two new tracks on EP are more influenced by those. No, it's those tracks are more the face of those guys who helped us to do them. So it's not really the new Loits face. Of course, if you take that Tõelised Kuningad new version, there are quite many things I really love about it. As the industrial part of black metal have also always been with Loits way or another, because when we started, we used drum machine and a more machine-like guitar sound also, because old school Zoom blocks guitar pedals sounded much more industrial. If you see, we have some old Loits recordings, live recordings, then they sound quite industrial black metal, and this industrial part have always been somehow with Loits. We have borrowed some sounds and stuff from industrial bands and so on, and I think this Tõelised Kuningad turned out quite good, and I think we work with farm in near future also, because I really like what happened. And the other side, the dark tempo track is totally the face of Kaido Kirikmäe, our good friend and very known guy in Estonian ambient scene. So those are experimental tracks, and I really like how they turned out. So of course we in future will borrow some elements to new Loits also from both of those tracks. If you want to hear Totem's card influences in Loits and listen our Lehtmets and the cover song, so we changed that song quite a lot. They added industrial parts, so it works very well with Loits. So.
It was the second album, right? Yeah.
No, it's on another compilation, but where's called
For Aesthetics?
Yeah, there's probably last song or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, speaking about the industrial side of Loits, I really like that those moments in most album where there is complete silence, but only some industrial effects and maybe drums. Like that really elevates the music. I think that's very unique. Usually, black metal bands love to make a full sound, like a wall of sound, and that's it. But this is much more elevated.
Something I really do not like in modern metal is that you don't give the room to the music. Just play all full, just fast beats and massive sound and stuff, and the air is out of music, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
it
doesn't breathe.
It's like a dead music for me. It doesn't have life inside it, and for me it's very important that there's something going on always, and gives room to listeners also to think and to imagine what's going on. So always those light parts are very important in Loits music, I think.
Speaking more about what's new with Loits, as we mentioned, you released the Split, and you also re-released the compilation tape. Was it specially released for Tarbariitus, or it just came together at the same time?
There was so many good points to release those stuff. I started to work with this Tõelised Kuningad track very long time ago. I was quite. I wanted it to re-release as a industrial metal song, but we tried with many different friends or people to create it. And now it was good reason to come back because it was 25 years of first recording of this song, so in studio. So we recorded it for Tangus production compilation back then, and it was quite important turn for Loits because then it was not my personal project anymore. It grew up as a band, and we started to tour, and it took Loits into the picture back then in 1999. And that's why it was very cool time to make new version of this song because of 25 anniversary. And Vera Kutse kohustab album turned last weekend, yes, 20th October, to 20 years old. So it's and this compilation Furoraistikus, what you saw on tape. So it's those are pre-recordings of Vera Kutse kohustab album. Every 7-inch EP we made back then was because we searched the right studio for new albums. So it's some same tracks which reached to the Vera Kutse kohustab album with different sound and different angle also. So it
was intended to be released on Tarbariitus, yeah.
Then if there was only 2 different anniversaries, and Tarbariitus was only gig we made in Estonia, so that was quite obvious that we released those new releases in Tarbariitus. And we made special versions for Tarbariitus as a red vinyl and yellow tape, and those were sold out on Tarbariitus. Yeah.
The black ones also were sold out?
No. The yellow one was made especially for Tarbariitus, and it was sold out. And the red vinyl was totally made for Tarbariitus and also was sold out. So went better than we expected. So
yeah. Next time you will press more?
I don't think so. I think we sell them out, and that's it. We have already received offer to make CD, but I don't know. It's kind of stuff what fits to the vinyl the best. So I'm not. I haven't made decision yet. It all started to those 2 releases now have woke up all our friends in different countries who run record labels, so we have got quite many offers right now. So
interesting.
At least 2 of them already started to repress some old Loits stuff. So
cool.
One from Costa Rica and from Mexico.
Nice. Interesting. Speaking about some releases, I have here a tribute CD to Loits with a bunch of different bands covering Loits. How did this come about? How did this happen?
It's strange that one Mexican label wanted to make tribute album. So I said, okay, let's do it. And I sent out information about it to Estonian bands and some foreign bands. And of course, I made announcement through our social media pages. And so many bands gathered to do that, and there was double material, and somehow I lost the contact with the Mexican label, and we released it by ourselves. Also, there was a Loits 20 party and 20 years anniversary party, and it was released on that day. So we always do some kind of things like that to make those concerts. All our live acts must be kind of celebration or something like that.
Cool.
So of course,
I see you like.
If you listen that tribute album, then there are quite different music. I don't know how abroad metalhead reacts, because there are quite many very known Estonian hip hop artists or country artists making Loits songs, so it's quite diverse. Album. And maybe the people who don't know the background, maybe they are not so keen to listen it at all.
That might be true, yeah. But there is also, for true metalheads, there are also a lot of tracks that are very good, like very heavy. So yeah, I see that we're always talking about some kind of physical releases, and you have a lot of interesting merchandise. Do you collect CDs, vinyl, tapes?
Yeah, of course. If I love album, then I buy all 3 different format, and always I buy vinyl, tape, and CD.
Yeah,
because I love to think that today I want to listen that album from tape more than from CD, and then I have that opportunity.
How long have you been collecting?
Since I started to listen punk and metal music, I think from childhood. Of course, back then all albums and stuff were extremely expensive for us. I remember I started to visit in Estonia. There was record fair called Plaadimägi. It was, of course, back then it was illegal marketplace, and I started to visit that place in 1990, the beginning of the
beginning of 90s,
or something like that. And one vinyl was about my father's monthly salary, so it was the vinyls were
crazy.
extremely expensive. Yeah, but still, you as a child, or not much child anymore, but as a youngster, you just somehow found that money and bought your first vinyls and started to exchange them. There was a rule that you exchanged your vinyls with other person you don't even know about for one week, and the next time you were back to the record fair, and you change back and so on. And that's how the abroad music for behind the Iron Curtain reached here. So and I visited this place every weekend, every Sunday, and somehow later on I started to organize record fairs by myself also, and I do it even today. So
cool. Yeah, in Latvia currently we don't really have those music markets.
Sometimes
Sometimes
you have
Those
guys,
Vinyl Day, but
those guys who organize Latvian record fairs are quite often here in Estonia in my record fairs also. So
they happen very rarely.
They are not as popular. I think they do not market as much as we do here, those record fairs, but they are regular there also.
I know there used to be a metal market here in Riga for a few years, but it happened in a local pub on Saturdays or Sundays, I think, every month. But now they're like a regular thing. I don't see it that often.
Estonia and Latvia are so small countries. When you specify only doing metal markets, it's you don't have people for this. I think so. I think the overall record fairs are much more possible to continue to do.
Yeah, but nowadays also people who buy music physically, that's a little part of all listeners who listen to music, right? Because of online streaming and whatever, like, so that is a niche.
Of course, yeah. It's not about 10 or 20 years ago. The market was quite good here in Estonia, at least. Every grocery shop had the part of record stands and stuff like that, or gas stations and so on. When I was manager in Nailboard Records, so it was quite easy to sell CDs and stuff like that. Not today.
Yeah. Well, when I travel, I usually whatever city it is in whatever country, I always check the record stores, so I would get the feeling of it. Sometimes it's some junk stores, not even record stores that sell music, but yeah, that's interesting. I was in Nailboard last year, but to keep a store open, those records are kind of expensive. Well, for a consumer, it's probably better to buy records in concerts.
Yeah, of course. It's the band themselves probably selling them much cheaper also. So
and take more of the money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is good, still good business, I think. For not good business, but it helps to run the band, because all other opportunities to get money is fading away right now. So selling merch and selling CDs by yourself is something you can lower your cost to play metal music.
Yeah, I don't know about
10 years ago, it was even a possibility to earn some money, but nowadays it's the money runs out at every corner, so it's much harder today. But who cares?
Exactly.
We play music because we love it, but not because earning some money. Money is good, but not important. Not as important.
Yeah. Well, I think in metal, especially, people buy merch much more than than different genre music. But yeah, you spoke about the illegal music trading in the 90s. Well, as I've heard from older Latvian metalheads, they mentioned that usually here there were not the official CDs, tapes, vinyls. They were usually pirated re-recorded on tapes and stuff like that. So you mentioned that in Estonia they were mostly traded. Were they official ones or also re-recorded?
Official ones. A bit later, those Polish piracy tapes reached here. I have also piles of them. I had opportunity as a youngster to visit Poland also as a folk dancer. Then I bought tons of them. And in Estonia, when Estonia gets free, then new wave of make music business was there was recording shops, or I don't know how to call it in English, that you took your tape and there was a huge list on the wall with different albums, and you with small money they recorded you some stuff from this long list. But those were more kind of mainstream stuff. There was not underground music. More underground music started to reach here because the first bands like Forgotten Sunrise and my earlier bands and so on started to tape trade with Emaraud people, Emaraud metalheads. So most obscure or new demos and stuff started to reach here through this tape trade, and that's why we contacted quite famous bands and got some friends with labels which were not labels back then yet. They were tape traders at first, or magazines. So we started to play this kind of metal when it started to grow in abroad, in Finland, Sweden, everywhere around. So we are in same age probably than all those band members now are known around the world. So we were part of this movement back then.
Okay, let's talk a bit about the Estonian metal scene, since it's kind of a related topic. Estonia has these underground black metal festivals and bands. The scene is very active and fruitful in comparing to the rest of the Baltics. In Estonia, is there a scene around black metal or specifically, or are they more region-based scenes? For example, is it a Tartu scene, Tallinn scene? How does it work?
Okay, as a black metal scene, there's clearly line between southern black metal scene and the northern black metal scene. One is one center is Tartu and another center is Tallinn.
So it's not just a metal scene, or is it?
There's not very strong metal scene at all. That's the first point. Of course, there are quite many bands, southern bands, and many northern bands. But I think there is also line between how old metal band is on pitch. I think the younger scene what's blooming now. There are quite many new black metal bands in Estonia, tens of them. So there's not such a strong line between south and north. I think they somehow are both on both sides. But those who are in my age or a bit younger, there is clear line between south and north. And now the southern part is led by mostly non-Estonians. So of course,
because it's a student city.
Student city maybe, and there are quite many different reasons. I don't know even all those reasons, but it's so now, so let it be this way. Because Tarbariitus organizer, who speaks very well Estonian, that's such a honor. But he is also German, and the record label owner is also from abroad, so from America probably. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's cool. I think fresh blood, they bring something new.
Yeah, because somehow the Southern scene started to fade away, and those new youngsters have pumped it up again. So Tarbariitus is a very good point to show that everything's fine with metal scene in Tartu also. Once I was not so keen about this city and stuff like that, but nowadays there are good friends live there, and the city is beautiful. And farm, for example, is from Tartu, and so on.
Okay, yeah. Speaking about Tarbariitus, those who don't know, that was a recent underground metal festival. It happened in Tartu, in Klubi Rock and Roll, and they had a lineup of underground black metal bands. Well, most of them were black metal bands. Some were death metal and others. How was it for you and Loits? Did you have expectations, and what are your thoughts after the event?
Yes, we from the very start, we very strongly started to co-work with Patrick, who organized that Tarbariitus, to make it bigger. We still have such power in the Estonian scene to make everything seen. So we started to work together, making radio interviews and stuff like that. Like we always do such a things like we kind of like we organize this stuff by ourselves. We take it over. We make also as much promotion as organizer by himself. So we took over, and Loits is still quite known band in Estonia. So at least half of this half of crowd was probably the Loits fans there.
Well, so at least those fans now see the event and they know what to expect maybe next year.
That was the reason we said Patrick that we are going to be on that festival, because Patrick have helped us quite many times. So that was kind of, we had to do it. To help him back, and the festival was a success, and I'm really happy about it. And I hope that will be new tradition. As in northern part there are Souls of Winter, and now we have a second strong festival also, because those festivals keeps scene alive. Those kind of festivals are most important part of the scene, I think, to keep local black metal life alive. So.
Yeah, it's cool that Loits, being a bigger band, still helps the underground and being active. Like it's the underground mentality.
This is not keeping underground alive. It's working with people same mindset. So
yes,
this is important, because there's not much a scene we're happy about. There's less. We hope that someday there are much better bands and much stronger scene. It's always a competition is very important to make better music and to come out with album or something like that.
Yeah, interesting. Like I always, in my mind, I compare what you are doing in Estonia and what we are doing in Latvia. We don't really have this activity, everybody doing something, and like it's hard to say what's the problem here, what we are missing.
I don't know, because when Loits have been active 28 years, then we have played 5 times in Latvia probably, and all of them are almost 20 years ago. So
we will speak about that a bit later also.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, like those indoor festivals also, I think from a metal scene standpoint, I think Estonia is kind of known for that. They have those underground festivals, like Halls of Winter. You mentioned it already.
Lithuania also have such festivals. So Estonia,
Sugis Extreme Fest, I think.
No, there's Kilkimsaibu and Kilkimsaibu Winterfest.
Vilku Žiema.
And there's also, I do not remember the name, there was also some underground black metal festival, kind of Halls of Winter. I don't remember the name anymore.
I don't know that one.
Okay.
Maybe it's not anymore, you know.
Oh, but maybe it's done. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. It's a free conversation, you know. We speak what we want about. And I wanted to say, from your perspective, how has Loits stayed on top all of these years? One of the most known bands, and I would say one of the most important bands from Estonia.
So one thing is we are still alive. That's very important to continue. And another thing is that we are eager to be part of the metal world. At least for me, it's important. So I'm very keen to contact those people, talking with those people, and we have almost 30 years of history with people who have been important in metal scene. So that's a I think this is the most important thing. And for example, you probably know Tyler Patterson, who's writing those black metal books. So one day I just made a special package for him, specially designed and stuff like that. Send it away, and we started to talk.
This one?
And it ended up on this book also.
Yeah.
So it's all about to being present in metal scene. This is underground metal scene. We have friends over the world, as I said, that now we releasing our stuff in Costa Rica, of course. But maybe who is listening right now, it doesn't know where Costa Rica even exists. But years ago, I made an interview for one Costa Rican magazine, fanzine, and everything started from this point. I just printed out. That sign now, and we started to talk about it, and he said, let's do some new releases, and that's how it grows.
It's like the 90s there, right?
Yeah, a bit less, because of course then things were totally different. There was no social media, no internet at all. So always every letter went through the snail mail. So there was days I just spent full day in a post office sending out tapes, for example, some 200 tapes, just sitting there, and the old lady asked, okay, where is this country? This country is in South America. This geography lesson, kind of, because I live in a small village, so it's totally different here. North Estonia, but it's quite a small village where I live here.
Okay. What other Estonian black metal bands should people know about, in your opinion?
Of course, most important is Tarbariitus, probably, because they kind of started it here. I was also part of this band a long time ago. They still alive, and they still play very good heavy metal influenced black metal. Death metal scene, Sworn is very important band. They're wearing their shirt right now.
Nice.
And the guy behind it is also behind the farm. So all the new Loits stuff we recorded is with this Sworn guy, Tiit Pähno, very nice. Let's see other bands, but of course there's still Sorts. Maybe you know the name. Actually, they are all ex-Loits members. They once even asked me to make vocal parts. Then it was just another Loits. There was kind of two Loits, two bands very similar to each other. I made even one performance with them. They have made only one gig.
When was it?
But they are quite the same age, like Loits, same old band. And they made
what year did they play?
In the whole of the winter, I think 3 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
I can send you a link. I also make vocals there. So.
Okay, yeah. And the first band you mentioned, are they online listenable or?
Tarbariitus.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because like in Latvia, older bands usually don't publish their material online.
Yeah, there was same problem with Tarbariitus also, but now things have been changed. But let's continue. There are Tankist is quite good thrash metal band. Some decent bands, I think, on death metal scene and black metal scene. But I hope there will be more in the recent future, I think.
Okay. What about Latvian bands?
What about them? Of course, I have been so long on metal scene that I know personally the older scene as a Sanctimony, Huuskuvarn and Neglected Fields guys, and of course Skyforger. They're still good friends. And about younger scene, of course I made vocals for a band called Dark Domination. They had
that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, they have two different tracks in Estonian language because I made vocals, and Urskumu, of course, good friends also.
Those are still around. They rarely play, but they are alive.
And once we toured with a band called Heresier. Yeah. But I don't know much about younger bands. Preternatural is also quite old one.
It's kind of industrial a bit.
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah.
When we met, they were youngsters. Not anymore.
Yeah.
What about? Can you give me some names?
Well, it depends on your taste, right? So, and the genres. Like currently in black metal, there's not much. Like a couple of bands, new bands that are still making their material, right? But I know like one band that plays stylistically almost the same style as you, black metal with rock and roll. It's called Uguns, but they don't have releases yet. I will send you a link or something.
Something to do with fire.
It literally means fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, in Estonia there is a youngster scene also. Kind of band Lane, for example, is going to play in Latvia or already did.
They will play.
They are very active. And Soert is quite active right now. They even released album in Spain, and there's let's see what youngsters can do now.
Yeah. Well, maybe at some point I'll send you some references and you can check them for yourself. But
I jump to another topic, but
sure.
Estonia have a offensive sign. Maybe you have heard the name. They made a book about Estonian death metal from the beginning to the 1996 or something like that. This is really cool one. This is written in English, so it was released here and in Germany. So they asked when I start to write about Estonian black metal in the same way, and I think it's a cool idea actually, because there were quite many old bands I really want to dig out, because in the beginning of 90s there was quite many of them here, but they are not known widely. So like a Grey Calamity, for example, they had a quite good network with Emaraud metalheads and so on, but they never went big here in Estonia. But they are still a very important part about Estonian black metal history, and some of those members have been part of another important black metal bands, like some from Loits and Sorts and so on. And Põhjast. Well, I totally forgot the band Põhjast. Maybe you have heard this kind of battery kind of metal. Okay, they had a deal with Spinner Farm and so on. So they are not the smallest one.
Yeah, like for Latvians, we don't have books or fanzines with all of the older bands. We had one fanzine, Beverin or something like that, but it only had one issue. So in the 90s, and Currently, nobody has compiled it. The closest I know that has something where the historical metal information is here on METΑLKΑSTS. I sometimes compile all of the bands in specific genres, like Latvian black metal. I compiled all bands I could find and could, everything I could get. But it's in Latvian.
Juris from Peverina was one of the first labels who released Loits stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And he helped us to play there in Riga also. So he was very important person in Loits' life when we started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in English, we don't have the information. Closest would be probably Metal Archives, but there's only the bands with something released and not all of it. But yeah, maybe I should write a book about it someday.
Yeah, important.
But also, how you split the information? Is it only about black metal? Is it about everything? Because in the 90s in Latvia, mostly there were death metal and death doom. Black metal, not so much. There were basically 4 or 5 bands in the 90s, and after that, in the 2000s, there were a lot of them, but a lot of them were Russian-speaking.
There's one book in Latvia, not dedicated to metal scene, but there's part of this book is about Latvian black metal scene in 90s. I don't remember the name of the book. It was kind of something Liepaja or something. I must check out.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Yeah, there is one book. It's where's written about the 19th black metal in Latvia.
I know there's this book about rock music, but yeah, that's not about metal. That would be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, because in the future it will be probably much harder to find information. It has to be compiled somewhere when the people are still alive who were
it's a nice thing. Nice thing about not having internet and social media is that all those letters I received in those days, it's snail mail. I still have them. So it's kind of like a historical stuff
value.
right now. Yeah. When we made a small tour for water in Estonia in 1995, so I have all those letters when we making deal and stuff like that. Every point about organizing this gig is now documented. That's cool.
Yeah,
because Loits is not my first band. We started also in 1990. I started here with my schoolmates, making kind of. We thought that it may be death metal, but it wasn't. And then I moved with my activities to Rakvere, where there was Tetsase was death thrash band. Then I joined this Cruiser, what was kind of death doom band, the darker, almost black metal influenced. And then I moved to Tarbariitus, and then I organized Loits, and then I activate my own band. But there's long history, and then Loits happened.
Loits at the start, it was a solo project, right?
Yeah, it was the first 3 years I just made this music mostly by myself and to myself, and some the Tarbariitus and these cruiser members just helped to make drums and stuff. The first demo was recorded in 1996. With this crucial guitarist. He played drums there.
Why did you decide to make Loits a full-time band?
Somehow it happened. I met right persons. That was a turning point. New friends were just right people to start to make band. Good friends, and then it felt right to make a full-scale band. Then I quit Tarbariitus and started to play only with Loits, because then everything started to happen very fast, because most of us were a long time Scena monsters, so we had all contacts and we had all opportunity, all friends. Then the Loits started to grow very, very fast.
And now it's a family business, yeah?
It was family business from the start, actually.
How is it playing with the kids of the band members?
It was a bit weird at first, but they somehow melted in so easily. Now it's quite natural to play with them. What's cool thing is that our older scene, all musicians are not very good ones. Well, we had more the fire here in heart to do things, because we were totally out of everything what was popular or what was popular is not maybe the right word. But nowadays to make metal is quite mainstream and usual stuff, and the youngsters, all those youngsters now in metal scene are very good musicians. So our youngsters are also very, 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 very good musicians. It's much easier to make things happen nowadays because of that.
Do you see Loits taking in different families into the band, or only the same families playing Loits in future?
This is just joking, because only one member is a child of our previous members, so it's kind of more like a joking stuff.
Oh, okay.
The other youngsters in Loits right now, they are not anyhow related to our band. So.
Okay. And could you imagine somebody taking your position in the future?
This is probably impossible. That I am the only person in Loits who is unreplaceable.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But the only guy from family we're talking about, Simo, he was very good drummer. Even he was very, very young person. And media loved him, so he was quite often on TV also. Like a young star here. And he have a very tight death metal band, which now touring quite often abroad also, Intrepid.
Okay.
They just came from tour with Nile. So.
Oh, impressive.
Yeah.
So no 1,000 years of Loits. Yeah. Unless you lived 1,000 years.
Yeah, this is impossible. Maybe. We don't know in what shape transhumanism is right now. So.
Yeah. Have to wait a bit.
Yeah. Must change some organs. Liver or something.
Yeah.
And so it lasts forever. It's 1,000 years of life.
A bit of a story. The first time I had the honor of seeing Loits performing live was exactly 2 years ago, also in Tartu Club of Rock and Roll. Since then, I was always looking for other opportunities to see Loits, but it seems you do not play that often, especially here in the Baltics. It looks like you're more often you're playing in Finland. Why is that the case? How do you decide where Loits is going to play?
We don't want to play very often in Estonia. So there are quite many reasons, but the most important that we don't want to get that power or feeling out of it. We want to make performances where is kind of celebrating something, like a celebration or something like that. We don't want to play ourselves empty in Estonia. That's why we keep playing once or twice a year in Estonia. And in abroad, it depends who is willing to ask us to play. This year we played 2 gigs in Finland, and probably one more will happen quite soon. And we have now one festival in Slovakia next year and Poland next year, but not much more. So it always depends. When somebody asks to play abroad, we are always willing to play there, but in Estonia only once a year.
Okay.
Something like that. But when the new album will come out or something like that, then we probably going to be a bit more active, like, I think.
Okay. How complete is the new album? How much is done?
Nothing. Yeah, this actually, we didn't work with purpose right now. We all write music still, and we change demos with each other, but we haven't made any plans to release album right now. It doesn't still feels like we need one, but never knows what happens next. So it depends. When the feeling is right, then the album will come very fast, I think. Like last album, we didn't made any practice. We just booked studio and went to studio and completed songs there. It was quite intensive and fun to do, actually, this way also. Most album is completely studio albums.
Do you have a lot of material that is not used? How do you decide what are you gonna play, put on the album?
It's getting harder and harder every year, because one point is when you get older, you get much more critical about everything, not just music, but everything around you. And where you have such at least 2 or 3 very good albums, so the new one must be topping them, must be much better one. So it's burden a bit, but I think we manage, and we need some time also, because we are all of us are very busy people doing many different things for scene, and of course working also very, at least we at the moment I'm also in my workplace, so
Yeah, I see.
But I have always my guitar here, so when there's coming some idea, then I record it. So I always prepared.
So how much the guitar parts? How much of them do you write, or it depends on the album?
Yeah, its first album was 90% my ideas and my music. The second album was me, Marko, and Gates. We had free.
Yeah.
And the last album is mostly written by Marko, our bass player, ex-bass player. So it always have depended which kind of lifestyle we have had, and so on. Who have more time to write.
Okay,
it's quite logical that I started the band, so the first album is in more like my face, and so.
Yeah. Okay.
Today, there is no important who is contributing to the band, but the ideas must be 100% Loits. So this is important.
Yeah. Since we talked about you playing not that often, I would like to talk about how rarely you play in Latvia. You recently on Facebook posted that through all of these years you have played only 5 times in Latvia. And the last time was in 2005, so it's 19 years ago.
Yeah.
That's some listeners probably are not even that old. And how is that? Why is that?
I have to ask this question from you, probably. Because we played very often in Lithuania, so we always traveled through the Latvia.
Yeah.
Never stopped there. I don't know why. I don't have an answer for this. If you see, I also added the years when we played there. Then
Yes.
back then we played quite often in Latvia.
Yeah. The first time was in 1999, Baltic Thunder Tour. Next time was in 2003 with Horn and Leheksen. Next time was 2004 with Tõelised, Skyforger and METÄL. And then it was in 2005, Skyforger, Hellbox and Most Mise. And in 2005, last time, Entombed, Sanctimony and Husqvarna. Yeah.
I think it always depends about your friendship with fellow countrymen.
Yeah.
So we haven't found, maybe we haven't found right friends in Latvia, but actually, this is not the Loits problem. I think I can't remember any older metal bands playing very often in Latvia. Now youngsters have opportunity, but of course they has big demands maybe than we have.
It's hard to say,
but because they play in very small places and probably touring.
Also,
they need less than we do.
Yeah. The older bands that are playing now, like Sanctimony, now Husqvarna is back. They were away for a lot, I think 10 years they were away. And now they came back, and they play rarely, but they play in small places, and it probably is a Latvia issue, not a Loits issue.
But the metal scene overall have changed. So no, this is good point you told that quite old bands start to play in small places again and so on. So it tells a story about what have happened with the metal scene.
Yeah.
So most destroying thing is when there's cuts between the times good bands will play or something. When the scene somehow dies and wakes up again, this is the worst thing what can happen to the metal scene locally. Then you have to start over everything again and again and again, and that's why it doesn't have the opportunity to expand and go out abroad and so on. You have to work continuously, year by year by year. And all those bands in Estonia which have vanished, that's very hard to come back. It's almost impossible. They have been huge here, but when they stopped to be in contact with scene, then it's very hard to come back. Almost impossible. And the older men that do not have that spark and power to build up it once again, because Estonian black metal scene once also had such a situation that older death metal scene in 90s died out like a cutout with 1 year and there was nothing left, and all this black metal scene have been pulled up by as old people like me, like Kaido Havandi, who is our guitarist, and me, and also our friend circle built it up from almost zero point. And I think that power we had back then is still keeping quite many things alive still right now. And that's good point that we haven't quit. We have always been on this scene. It's much better situation here because we are still somehow connected and somehow working with the scene.
The thing I hear is that in Estonia, the main thing you keep in mind is to stay connected and communicate. I think that could be a thing that is missing in Latvia. Usually people, when they do stuff, they like to stay independent, not involve others, and some organizers also, and musicians also. It happens, and and it's not such a community probably in comparison to Estonia. Yeah.
We almost had kind of like a black metal circle in Estonia. Not as nasty than in Poland or Scandinavia maybe, but still it worked together, and we even released compilation tape through the Beverina, for example, through the Beverina, and it was called Estonian Greeks Kameraden, and this was kind of compilation representing that circle of bands. Just dig it out. It's probably you can find it also in the internet, because Beverina have a Bandcamp page right now.
Yep.
It's uploaded there, and this is kind of circle of black metal friends with the different projects. There are quite many names what haven't appeared later, only on this compilation.
But you would be happy to return to Latvia, right?
Yeah. Have contacted some organizers now almost every year, but nothing have happened. So, but I think it's possible the way that we take all organizing to our old shoulders, and then it's possible probably to take some other Estonian bands with us, and maybe to make some Estonian invasion, for example, or something like that.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, must write to Sergei. For example, we haven't played at all in Poland. Also, that's also strange. We always, when we make gigs in Czechoslovakia or Czech or Slovakia or
Czech Republic,
or in Germany, then we always travel through the Poland, then back.
Same as Latvia. Yeah. Well, probably when more people will hear about Loits, and interest probably will be bigger, and maybe the opportunity, the conditions maybe will be better in the future, hopefully, for Loits to play here.
That's why such a broadcasts and fan signs, and those are very important to build up the reputation and stuff like that. And so the forework is always very, very important.
Yes.
But for example, we played in Latvia in beginning of 90s, the end of 90s, the beginning of 2000. It was because we had a friend there, we had a record label there, so we made interviews and released stuff through the Latvian label. So it's the main reason we played there, and that's how it have to be. That's how you build your fan base.
Audience.
Audience. Fan base is a very wrong word for black metal. I don't consider any Loits followers as fans. I consider kind of part of this madness, not just.
Yeah. So you heard it here, everybody. Loits is wanting to play here in Latvia, and they're looking for the opportunity.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So, and me and Mother, the missus, we're walking advertisements of Loits with shirts and whatever. Yeah. So, but at least to our friends, we're always recommending, and I sincerely say that you have to give a chance to Loits. It's very unique music, and it has an energy behind it. Yeah.
That's the most important. That's a best advertising band can get. Yeah, thank you.
And maybe you have some stories you want to share about those gigs in Latvia.
What stories? Somehow, in every time we have visited Latvia, have had some troubles. So those gigs have been quite memorable for us. Let's see. That was the first gig we made in Baltic Thunder Tour. But we had the computer drums, and somehow they fucked it up, and we had to rebuild them. So when we get ready, it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We played there, and there was also police action when everyone was beaten out from the venue, and there are still pictures about it when all metalheads are behind the wall. Everyone was treated. I don't know why such thing. And we have had every time some kind of problem. Once in Gabata, there was the stage was made higher with platforms, and the platforms were not connected with each other. So I fall with platform to the crowd. So quite many got very, very badly hurt. So and so on. So countless of stories about what happened in Latvia. Once we played with Tarbariitus in Latvia, then all our equipment and all our stuff was stolen. It was winter time, so we ran it out, and we found those guys with our instruments, and we beat them quite heavily. And then security guys just waited when we stopped, and they started to beat them. Then all snow was red around us.
Crazy.
Nasty. Yeah, 90s was nasty time. And we got most of our equipments back, but still some stuff was missing. And so when we came back, then there was still borderline between Estonia and Latvia. So almost half of crowd was hiding in bus. So it was 5 person in toilet, and some were under the benches and so on. But our singer was still with corpse paint and with bullet belts and stuff like that, totally drunk there. And the border officers took him out, and he doesn't have any passport and stuff like that. So this was quite a nice trip for him.
Hopefully the next time will be a bit easier.
It was long stories. There was so many, so extremely funny aspects with him. So. Always something happened when we visited Latvia somehow.
Like I have been going to concerts since for about 10 years. I'm a bit younger, and I have never experienced stuff like that in these 10 years. Nothing crazy, The times are really different.
Yeah. The first time I visited metal concert in Latvia was 1992 when Sepultura played there. That was fucking nasty riot. That was extreme because Ohmon, if you know what Ohmon means, This is kind of Russian special unit. The only thing they did there was just beating with a rubber stick. Everyone. It was just blood and screams and stuff. That was totally crazy. Then even when Sepultura played, they beat out everything from the hall, and then Sepultura just stopped us and spitted to the policeman.
Yeah.
They probably was used. They probably were used such things because Brazil was quite nasty country also, but they were probably surprised to see something in Europe also.
Yeah, crazy. I think since this is also on video, well, I have shown it to you, but just to get a glimpse of it for the people who are watching, I should probably show my tattoo and give a little story. So, yeah, this probably isn't a good frame. So, it's still healing. It's kind of fresh. But, yeah, so it's a Loits logo with the Estonian flag and our flag, since we are the Latvian division of Loits. Yeah, I just wanted to tell this story a bit. So, yeah, the first time we saw you 2 years ago, we had a deal after that concert with Madara, and yeah, for us, Loits was kind of our first band that we both loved, a special band for us, and we decided after the concert, since you play rarely, and if we have the opportunity to see Loits again, we must do a tattoo before the concert. It's kind of sentimental for us because Loits has been a part of us since our beginning.
Respect.
Yeah.
What can I say? There's not many Loits tattoos.
Do you know other people with Loits tattoos?
I know probably only one, but it's not logo. It's just symbol or something like that. I don't know any logo tattoos or something like that.
Yeah.
Even I don't have any of tattoos. So.
Yeah. So maybe this will be a good price to pay for Loits to come to Latvia.
Yeah, this is honorable. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. For listeners, maybe this sounds kind of awkward, but we already had the opportunity to show Ahto our tattoos in the Tarbariitus Festival, and he is not seeing it for the first time, and I just showed it
through the social media already also. So
yeah, that's the post with the concert and the history, which is also valuable information.
Is there already train connection between Riga and Tartu, or it's not done yet?
Train connection?
I just read the news about that there will be a connection, railway or train connection between Riga. That will be much easier to visit our gigs in Tartu also. So
yeah, no, not yet. I think that's a part of that Rail Baltica project.
No. It's not connected with Rail Baltica at all, because Rail Baltica goes straight from north to south, but Tartu is not on the way. So
yeah, I haven't heard about this. The simple rail.
Okay, I send you the article when I'll find it.
Okay, yeah. We usually go by bus or by car to Tartu, and yeah, it's through Volga, that place. Yeah, but yeah. So I just wanted to show and tell that there are fans in Latvia waiting for Loits, and please, organizers, get your shit together, invite Loits, and let's have a party without blood.
Because organizing gig is not kind of rocket science, so this is more about wanting to do something than are we able or not able to do. We can always co-work for this, so we are always ready to find solution.
Yes, awesome. Slowly ending this conversation, maybe there's some information you could give. What else can we look forward to from Loits?
We do not have much news right now because some bigger things are just done, like the EP and stuff like that. Of course, there will be many new re-releases because now Loits is a bit more active than I got lots of calls and letters right now considering the future of Loits. So I think there will be more great news in near future, but nothing special right now. This talking about new album is getting old, so maybe we have some pressure to do it, but let's see.
Maybe some festival plans or concert plans in the Baltics.
Not in the Baltics, as I told you that probably we will play this year in Finland again, and Poland is at the moment one Poland festival is in sight, and Slovakian festival in quite near future. So something happening, and I'm always pleased to play outside to see different crowd and different countries and so on. So let's see what kind of offers we get and what we can do to make Loits great again.
Of course, yeah.
Because this silence we have had some few years that have heavily affected our doings right
Interest?
now. In everything we have to same story. We have to rebuild that reputation and start to make new contacts because our old contacts are old.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. Anything you want to plug in? Maybe some projects or information, anything?
No, almost everything is already came true. I don't have any specific news or ideas, but never knows. But because everything happening so fast now, so maybe there will be some news quite soon. So I keep looking what's happening in our social media. You get
Facebook.
Yes. No, yeah, because we lost our Instagram page. We have to rebuild it. So.
Okay. And where can listeners get Loits merch?
Actually, because I have had so busy times, we cut down our web shop. Just don't have time to run it. but maybe when Loits is going to be more active, then we going to open it again. But we have had many offers now from other companies to print our shirts and stuff. So maybe quite soon we have some new design and stuff. The interest is growing very fast right now. So this Costa Rican label wanted to do some merch, and one Mexican label wants to do merch, and even one Estonian label just contacted yesterday. They want to put out some Loits merch in their web shop. So.
Does Gatekeeper Records sell your merch, or is it only in person?
At first, it was just the tape, but Eric, who is running this label, also talked about some merch stuff also. So let's see, maybe some patches and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess most people will just have to, at this moment, look for the opportunity to see Loits live. And you always sell merch, I think, right? On concerts.
Of course, yeah. It's the only way to get some money back.
Yeah, okay. Well, Ahto, thank you very much for joining today on this conversation. It truly is an honor, and I hope more people will know about Loits, and in the near future we have the opportunity to see you live here in Latvia.
I hope so. Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity to speak about Loits and stuff.
Yeah. So until we meet again in Loits concerts. Bye.
Okay. See you.
the sun.